All right, we should be good. Um, I'm back live for second stream of the day today. Um, yeah, was pretty comfy in bed, so I ended up falling asleep for a little bit, but got myself out of bed so that we could come and play some WWE 2K25's MyRise. We beat 2K24's the other day, so I wanted to jump into this, and hopefully this year we will have this finished before the next year's comes out. 'Cause the last 2 years, I've kind of delayed finishing the My Rises, and then the new year's come out, and I'm still playing the older one. So hopefully that won't be the case for this year. Um, but this year's I know is a little different. The men and the women's stories are like all one or something like that. Um, I've heard to get everything you need to do both still. So we'll see how that goes. I did download a couple created wrestlers before stream. Um, Continuing the kind of tradition at this point. Well, this will be my second year using a Joe Hendry wrestler model. This one is created by What the Status on the PlayStation um, community creations. And we are also bringing back Maki Itoh for her third year. This time created by Weak Minotaur 88, also on the PlayStation community creation. So we're gonna be importing them right about now, and yeah, let's get started. Welcome to MyRise. This year's MyRise story, Mutiny, has 3 combined save slots for your men and women's division characters. You can now complete a playthrough and replay on that save slot to experience the story again with the same player characters and their overalls carrying over. So kind of like a new game plus, I guess. The all-new live event match reward progress is shared across all save slots. Okay. So this year you only get 3 save slots. Last year you could get like 9 or 6, something like that. So they cut back a little bit here. Also new this year, there is now unique story content that's only available on subsequent playthroughs. So you have to do more than one playthrough. And as always, there's pivotal choices that can send you down distinct pathways with their own characters, arenas, entrants, weapons, my faction cards, and clothing parts to unlock. Try playing MyRise multiple times to maximize your experience. Alright, so this year sounds like it's going to be different. Importing and exporting characters. Don't forget you can import and export characters via MyRise to import both men and women's division characters. Move over an empty slot and press R1 to enter the character import screen and then select which create a superstar character to import. You can export characters to use in other modes by highlighting an existing save slot. Okay. This year you must import 2 player characters, one each from the men and women's division. When you reach the designated moment in the MyRise story where it's time to create your men and women's division characters, if you already imported a character, then that will be used instead of going to create a superstar. Please note that the imported characters' overalls will not be imported. Okay, that's actually kind of good because I didn't see what the Joe Hendry overall was, but the Maki Itoh was like an 84, which we like Maki Itoh a lot, but I don't know if she would be considered an 84. At least on WWE if she ever joined it, probably. Not or not until she was in it a little bit. All right, import, confirm. Once you've navigated to which superstars you'd like to import, confirm the selection, then select a second character to import from the other division. You must import one from each division. All right, and I actually downloaded a bunch of different uh current NXT and superstars that aren't on the main roster. Um, so that's why all these are in my custom superstars right now. I did that when this game first came out. All right, let's grab Joe Hendry, the What the Status one. And then for female, Maki Itoh. All right, so yeah, this save slot has Joe Hendry and Maki Itoh. That's what it looks like. Um, But yeah. So also it was weird when I was getting the Maki Itoh, her name was all in asterisks. So I don't know if the person that uploaded it did that on purpose or if her name was just censored by 2K. But I was able to change it at least in the editor. So we'll see. All right, I think we're good to select the slot and jump in.
It's not often that the chief content officer, Paul Triple H Levesque, is here on Raw.
Oops.
He must have some major news to share.
Let's hear what the game has to say.
As you all know, we've been building a new era in WWE, a direction that's bolder than anything you've ever seen before. But to forge this path, we need talent who can rise to the occasion. Whether that's someone who's already here or an outsider ready to step in and lead the charge. Who is going to be the superstar to lead us to that next level? Well, we're going to answer that question starting next Monday on Raw with the WWE Draft.
Oh, there's going to be a draft.
WWE Draft kicks off next Monday. That's huge news.
Raw and SmackDown GMs Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis have decisions to make that will shape the future of WWE. Now, I know I'm supposed to be...
I can say with this year's MyRise, I'm going into it completely blind. The last 2 years, I've been able to catch a little bit of my friends' streams, and he's usually been playing it before I do. But this year, I don't think he got the game this year. So, yeah, this is going to be completely fresh for me. Decision branches. Important decisions crucial to your MyRise are marked with this branch icon. These icons signify a decision that changes the trajectory of your story, including which story content will become available later. Try playing MyRise Mutiny multiple times to experience different paths when presented with this icon, as you will see different story content from these choices. I kind of wish they did give us more save slots and that you could actually save at these spots. Alright, so we could either start with the women's division and Maki or the men's division and Joe Hendry. I say we go with Joe Hendry to start.
This individual is going to be a force in the men's division for years to come. I've seen his potential for greatness already as
one of the top superstars on Raw, one of the biggest names from SmackDown, the top superstar of another promotion, a decorated MMA champion. Alright, so yeah, they give you a lot of branching decisions right from the start here. Well, since Joe Hendry's in TNA, let's say a top superstar of another promotion.
As the top star of another promotion. That's right. I think you know who I'm talking about. They could be the next AJ Styles, the next Jade Cargill, or better yet, carve their own path to lead the new era of WWE. It all starts at the draft when we take the next step in WWE's revolution.
The CCO just alluded to the fact that we might have a rival promotion star going #1 overall.
Oh, I can't wait for draft night.
So I wonder if you do like a match that affects the rating or how high you can get drafted. We just got our first trophy for this. I also was going to look at, and I'll try to remember this after stream, if there's a way I can take screenshots without it making the noise. Because I like to take a lot of screenshots throughout my gameplay, and that noise is kind of annoying, especially if I do multiple. After a coin toss between the GMs, Raw has won the right to have the first pick in next week's WWE draft. Rumors are swirling of who it could be. The craziest rumor I've seen is Joe Hendry. What? Says Tasha Tastic. Oh, Tasha's back for another year. Social media provides another way to engage in stories. Social media posts appear in your social media feed and direct messages appear in your DM inbox. New to MyRise this year, storylines will not kick off from social media or DM, but still be sure to check your social media and DMs for important story content. Okay, so you can't get stories through social media like you could last year. Everything else seems about the same. Even when you're in an ally storyline, which is that marker, you can still check social media and DMs for content relevant to which WWE superstar you're playing as. Alright, so we got quite a few messages here to start. Geneva Rose, who's back from last year. Don't miss the latest episode of TBD featuring matches from the Battle of Las Vegas 10. It's going to be fire. WWE NXT says this week on NXT, the intergender NXT Unity Tag Team Champions, JC Jane and Lexis King, will defend their titles against Shawn Spears and Psycho Sally, who's also back from last year, who will walk away with the gold. Alright, so that's like title created for the game, the intergender NXT Unity Tag Team Champions. It's also quite the mouthful. CM Punk says some of you need to stop listening to criticism from people you wouldn't ask advice from. That's some pretty good advice in and of itself. Larden, who's new to this year, I don't remember him from before. Yes, Triple H, the new era does begin next week, and it will be built on old bones. And then Triple H, the new era forges ahead next Monday on WWE Raw with the start of the WWE Draft. And finally, Mark for Life, who's back. Hearing that Joe Hendry's contract has expired and they're officially a free agent, and now the WWE Draft is next week. Coincidence? Question mark. Alright, and I also got a DM from Geneva Rose. I've seen all the reports online, and we go way back. So can you give me a hint of where you're headed next? Is it WWE? If not, you know, you're always welcome here at TBD. Alright, the MyRise Hub menu. This is the MyRise Hub menu. If the Switch player menu is available, that means you can select it to play storylines or live event matches as your other player character. You can also check your social media and story progress, customize your look, entrance, and victory, and upgrade your attributes. Alright, so we do have some attribute points to use. This is where you can upgrade your superstar. Attributes are categorized into different groups with 10 levels to each group. As you finish storylines and live event matches, you will gain upgrade points that allow you to increase a specific group to higher levels. Pressing triangle allows you to see which individual attributes are tied to each group. This is especially useful if you are looking for which group to upgrade in order to raise a specific attribute. Alright, was it 10 last year? Was it the same? Resilience is durability, pin escape, stamina. So we'll work on that some. Start level 6. Defense is reversals. Want some reversals for sure. Grappling is grappling and strength. And striking is arm power, leg power. Aerial running is obviously aerial running, movement speed. Movement speed is probably the best thing I want out of that. I'm not too concerned about the other stuff. And then submission is the submission stuff. We don't really use submission, so let's go to level 3 there. And then I guess reversals are pretty important, so I'm going to use my last of my points there. So that already gets us up to an 86 right from the start. And I think that's probably because I pre-ordered this game and I got a pre-order bonus with the MyRise stuff. Or, well, this was the deluxe edition too, so probably that as well. Or not the deluxe edition. This year I got like the highest one. Let's spend the upgrade points. We're at 86 overall now to start. Yeah, we should be good to go forward. Alright, this is the MyRise Hub. You can discover new story opportunities from here by talking to people within this hub. You can also enter the all-new live event match feature by talking to Troy Simpkin. Live event matches allow you to further upgrade your character and earn special rewards. Alright, so I know live events are in my faction. I didn't know they would be in MyRise too. Icons next to each character in the hub tell you whether a story is a bold story, a comedic story, a scheming story, or an ally story. Live event matches opportunities will display the live icon. If you want to go through the main path story quickly, focus on completing your designated personality storylines and ally storylines, along with other main path content. If you'd prefer to level up your character's attributes and earn exclusive rewards, make sure to take a bit more time and play through the live event matches. Alright, talk to Troy.
Hello there. So nice to finally meet you. I'm Troy Simpkin, seasoned and esteemed WWE producer.
Hey, Troy. Nice to meet you too.
We are so excited for your arrival.
So I'm hoping
in
this year has
WWE.
more like
And by the
voice
way,
acting than
I've
last
heard
year.
how
Last
things
year
are
was an
handled where
improvement
you're
from
coming from, and this is
2K23,
going to be a breath
but there was still a
fresh
lot
air.
of
Nothing
reading.
but professionalism on this side of the fence.
Which reading
Don't
isn't
believe
bad,
everything you
obviously,
read
but
online, that's good to know.
you can wear on your
So,
throat if you have
what's the
to
plan?
We want your
vocalize too
impending
much.
debut at the draft to stay top secret. So to keep all the internet sleuths guessing, management thought it would be a good idea for you to compete for another promotion one last time. So, where do you want to go?
Alright, so we can compete in Japan, Mexico, or TBD to try to throw off the dirt sheets that we are going to be debuting in the draft. Let's go to Japan.
I wouldn't mind one more match over in Japan at PWJ. Can you make that happen?
Sure thing. Just don't get injured. And a win would be nice.
Also,
We
the
look like
voice
idiots if
actor
our big
for
free agent
the
lost
created
before their
character
debut.
is different this year.
Got it. I'll take care of business.
Oh, one more thing. Make sure you look good on draft night.
What are you getting at?
It's just that in the past, WWE superstars had to wear whatever we told them to for their non-ring attire. And as much as I miss those days, that's no longer how it works around here. It's a new era with fewer restrictions. So you can wear whatever you want.
So I can dress how I want to dress? I assume
I
that
wonder
was
if
the
that's a
case,
real
but
thing,
thanks for
because
confirming.
in backstage
All right, we better wrap
promos
this up
and
before
segments a couple
looky-loos
weeks
start
ago
pulling out their
on
phones. Safe travels, and we'll see you
I think it
soon.
was Raw, right after R-Truth got released in real life, a bunch of superstars were wearing like R-Truth and Carlito was also released, R-Truth and Carlito shirts. So I guess they can wear whatever they want outside the ring too now? In real life? Alright, talk to Jade Cargill.
Hey! It's been a bit. How have you been?
Busy. Good to see you again, Jay.
Alright, it looks like
You've been on one hell of
we
a
are going to
run in
have more
WWE.
voice acted stuff.
Not that I'm surprised. When we worked together, I always knew you were destined for big things.
I appreciate that. And from what I'm hearing, you might be following in my footsteps.
Maybe. You never know where I'll show up next.
Really? Because I just saw you talking to a WWE producer. But if you don't want to say, I respect that.
Thanks, Jade. See you soon. Maybe.
And so far the sound quality for the voice acting is a lot better this year than last year. At least with Troy and then Jade and the player superstar so far. Because there were some that was kind of like muffled last year. Oh, I just realized. One thing I should do is go in here, turn entrance off because we don't have music or anything on for copyright reasons. I do that every year. So the entrance would just be kind of boring, and it just takes time anyway. Subtitles are on. We're on legend difficulty. Blood is on. That's fine. All right, we should be good. So go to Japan. Don't miss the hottest free agent in wrestling, Joe Hendry versus Chosen at PWJ. Wait, what? Now I don't know what to think, says Tasha. We're throwing off the super fans. I don't remember if Chosen was in last year, but I know he was 2 years ago. Alright, attempt to win. Oh yeah, this year they added the chain wrestling back. Oh, he's got me backed into a corner. Funnily enough, I kept trying to get it in the other modes, and I couldn't quite. and all the time I was playing through, we couldn't get the chain wrestling. But it's nice that it's in this MyRise at least. Goes for quite a bit though. I know you can only do it for like the first section of the match. So this isn't our first time streaming 2K25. We did play through the showcase mode. And back then I said I felt like 2K25, like the in-ring movement and the wrestling itself feels a lot smoother than it did in 2K24. And after having played 2K24 just this week and then jumping back into this, I can definitely say I'm doubling down on that statement that this does feel so much smoother. Oh, that was kind of cool how we fell against the ropes like that. Alright, and this year the stamina bar is so much easier to see too. You got that yellow bar under the health bar. As well as another thing, which I'll show in a minute, most likely, if he knocks me down. Alright, let's go for our signature, which this year is an RKO. Alright, and then we get him up for the standing ovation, which also looks a lot more like his real finisher this year. Oh, he kicked out at 2. Alright, there's no announcers because this is a indie promotion match. Alright, Trading Blows is back this year as well. Alright. We got him there. Another standing ovation. That should do it. Alright. So, what I was going to show, which we never got knocked down again, so I didn't get to really show it, but in the bottom right of your character's, like, HUD information in the match, there's a little circle when you get knocked down, and if you press X, there's, like, 2 arrows that pop up. That means you're, like, speeding up your recovery time, and it shows a circle, and it shows you how long you're going to be down for, and like I said, if you press X, if you spam X, it gets you up quicker, which is cool to know. That's another neat feature that I like that they added for this year.
What a huge night we have on Raw with the start of the WWE Draft.
And it just got even bigger. It's the hottest free agent in wrestling.
Will they be the #1 pick?
Alright, Joe Hendry is here for the start of WWE Draft on Raw. Don't miss the huge episode tonight. So they still kind of leaked it, even after they sent us to Japan, but that's okay. I don't want to upgrade anything right now. Talk to Kathy Kelly.
Thanks for taking the time to answer a couple questions before the draft. I know you just got here and must be getting pulled in 100 different directions, so I'll try to make this quick.
No problem. And it's Kathy, right? Good to meet you.
You too. Well, you've competed all over the world and most recently were a star for a rival company. What personality traits led to your success?
Another branching path. It could be bold and brash, comedic and fun, or scheming and calculated. So if for this um first playthrough, if we're trying to just be as realistic to Joe Hendry as possible, I'd say comedic and fun, because he did a lot of those parody music videos and stuff to make fun of his opponents, which were really funny, so we'll go with that.
I'll go with what I use on my dating app. I don't like to take things too seriously. I like a good reality TV show, scrolling endlessly through silly pet
So when I
videos
checked
on
how
my
long to
phone,
beat, so
and when
whenever
I'm
I
not
plan on
busy with
streaming a
that,
game, I do check
I
how long to
enjoy
beat to see
bashing people's heads in.
how long the
So,
playthrough
I
is.
guess you could say I'm a
They
bit
said
more
the
comedic
MyRise is
than
only
fun.
like 5 hours this year,
Honestly, I was
and I think
not
it's because
expecting
they
that.
expect you
What
to
can you say about the
replay it
rumors
multiple
that are swirling
times.
around tonight?
They're all true. Akam and Razar and I are starting a boy band.
And get all the different
I meant the rumors about
options
you
and
going #1
possibilities.
overall in the draft.
Oh, right. Well, it would mean a lot, but it's just an opportunity. You still need to win matches and championships, or none of this draft stuff matters.
Well, I know you're busy, so I'll let you go for now. Thanks again, and good luck with the draft.
I'm just checking. Well, I can remove the screenshot confirmation. I'll have to check more into that after stream. Talk to Triple H. But it says I can remove the
Good to see
icon.
you.
Hey, boss.
You feeling okay? I know it's tough. New surroundings, big expectations, especially with everything lined up tonight.
What's tonight?
The draft?
Oh, I was mainly here to work on some choreography with Akam and Razar. But I guess I could squeeze in some time for the draft.
Good one. I gotta get going, but you should be proud of everything you've accomplished to get here. You've earned it. See you out there in a bit.
Alright, so if I do it... Alright, you can still hear the screenshot, but it doesn't seem as intrusive. The Switch is the same way, I'm pretty sure, so this should be fine. Continue story. This way isn't as intrusive because you don't get the big... It doesn't sound as bad, and you don't get the big icon.
Kick off the WWE draft.
Thank you. But tonight is not about me. It's about launching this company in a new and exciting direction. And that all starts with the announcement of the top overall pick. So let's not wait any longer. With the first pick in the WWE draft, Raw is honored to select the future of WWE.
There they are, the #1 pick in the WWE draft, and wow, it's a good one. Talk about making a splash. Adam Pearce got himself a generational talent.
We heard all the rumors, but seeing this play out now really lives up to the hype.
Alright, we get drafted
Good luck
first.
topping this SmackDown. Stand by, there's some kind of technical issue here. Talk about ruining a
Ah, it's the Larden thing.
Who was that?
Oh, where's security?
Can someone
guess
explain
it's
what just happened?
a wrestler?
Got it. The draft will continue after this break.
We just got jumped by a masked person. Story complete. So we got 8 upgrade points and Triple H and Nick Aldis's suit bundles. Joe Hendry made history as the first overall pick of the WWE draft. Raw and Adam Pearce got a good one. You can't ignore it. The new era has begun, says Larden. We're looking into what happened as we take our talent safety seriously. Definitely not how we operate around here. We have it handled though, so stay positive and focus on what's next, says Triple H. Alright, so far from what I've seen, the only times that things aren't voice acted are in the social media, which would be nice. What else was here? Yeah, this attribute upgrade. I don't think I have to right now, though. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't want to upgrade submission.
First of all, I'm sorry about what happened out there. We're working with the authorities to get to the bottom of it, but Hunter says it seems like it was just a random, unstable individual.
Is this how things are handled over here in WWE? Maybe I would have been better off staying where I was.
I assure you that's not the case. You're in good hands with us.
So if it was a random person, what was with that stuff on the Tron?
Yeah, that's always like a loophole in WWE's like storytelling. Is, oh, this mystery group attacked, but somehow like the lights in the Titantron or music play, and it's like, how would they know, or how would they hack that stuff?
I wouldn't assume the two things were connected. Could have been unrelated technical difficulties. Either way, I don't think it's anything to worry about. Better to focus on the positive and move on.
Pay no attention to the crazed masked attacker. Understood.
I'll set up a match for you next week on Raw, and it'll be against a local competitor you'll be sure to dominate. After that, no one will be talking about what happened tonight.
Do they still do that? Do they have like local competitors on TV much? I don't really see them too much when I look up. I don't really watch other than pay-per-views too much, but I look up wrestling results almost weekly, and I don't really see too many like local competitors taking on wrestlers. It seems like they use more of the actual roster, which is good because there's so many people on the roster. Talk to CM Punk.
Hey, you all right?
I'm okay. I know we didn't cross paths too much at our former workplace, but it's good to see a friendly face here. Anyway,
Are they even implying that
on to the next thing,
the other
right?
workplace was AEW?
I know management wants us to brush things like this under the rug, but I'm not sure it was a one-time event. Besides, how does some random person get access
Saying
to
that
the
him
Tron?
and CM Punk
That's
were in the
what I
same
said.
Look, if I were
promotion.
you, I'd keep your head on a swivel. I'm just speculating, but this could be the start of something bigger.
I agree.
I agree. I'll be ready if and when something happens again.
All right, now talk to Troy.
That attack came out of nowhere. Are you okay?
Hey, Troy. I'm a lot more angry than I am hurt.
That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. The perfect way to blow off a little steam.
You got any idea who was under that mask? Because that's who I'd like to get my hands on.
I do not. However, since I got promoted, which was definitely based on merit, not because Roman Reigns landed on me at WrestleMania and Triple H felt bad about my numerous injuries.
Now they're referencing last year's.
I've been put in charge of booking the matches for our live events.
Congratulations?
You should be congratulating yourself, because I've got my eye on you to be the main attraction for our next big tour.
I appreciate it, Troy. But I'm focused on figuring out who jumped me, and then enacting some very disproportionate revenge.
That's exactly why you should compete in some live event matches. It's the perfect opportunity to sharpen your skills and max out your abilities. Trust me, you won't believe the kind of rewards you'll get with live events.
Fine, Troy. Next time you have a live event opportunity, hit me up.
You're the best. Thanks so much. You'll find me waiting for you when I'm ready to book the next bunch of shows.
Can't wait.
So I heard for the live event stuff in this, I've heard it is very similar to the My Faction live events in that you can unlock like persona cards and stuff. So you can get like 2010 or 2012 Kofi Kingston, stuff like that, like the old versions of wrestlers, which is cool. I've already got a bunch of those through My Faction because I played a lot of that off stream. I know my faction isn't always the people's favorite mode. A lot of people have gripes with it in this game because there is a lot of microtransaction in it, but I've never paid for anything. I've always just grinded the hours and just got everything through unlocking for free. Tune in next week when the first overall pick, Joe Hendry, makes their WWE debut on Raw. But that seems to be the theme with most games nowadays. Way too many microtransactions.
I'm sure that our newest superstar,
All right, Adrian Bot. Defeat him by pinfall or submission.
If a fraction of the hype is real, the attack of the draft will soon be nothing but a speed bump in what will likely be a long.
All right, we gotta try to make this a squash match.
A career that should start with flattening Adrian.
All right, and we saw chain icons right above our names at the start here, so I think that's when that goes away. That's when the chain wrestling chance is done.
Watch the quickness on this. Bang! Snap suplex. And Buck took a
Right.
in there.
I don't think he's going to give up.
We're gonna
so
step
easily,
back a
though.
little bit for a second, let our stamina rebuild, because you don't want to blow it all.
Buck comes right back at him. A reversal. Well scouted.
Kick to the gut.
All right, what are we going for here?
Setup.
Big power bomb.
Crashing down like that, having the wind knocked out of you. Never a good time for that to happen.
Discus clothesline. So much momentum.
All right, they gave us a bit of a jobber for our debut, try to make us look strong.
Attention to the shoulder on that attack. That was not just painful on the shoulder. That pain can shoot all the way up to the neck and all the way down the arm. This is a smart strategy.
And an elbow.
All right, try to get him.
Knee drop connects.
Bam.
All right, he's stunned. Let's get him up. Oh, big pop-up power bomb. Into the standing ovation. Is he done?
Looks knocked out.
Into the cover.
What a resounding victory here tonight
There we go.
for the #1 pick.
I agree, Byron. That was pure domination. The hell?
Is it Larden again?
It's the same attacker from the draft.
Where's security? Come on.
I guess he's taking matters into his own hands.
Good. I'm sick of this.
All right, we're getting our revenge here.
This time, they're not getting away.
Can we unmask him?
Assailant is regretting this now.
They might not be masked for much longer.
Is that
We did.
Tony D'Angelo from NXT?
Tony D'Angelo?
Not surprised with his track record.
We're going to go to commercial.
That is not who I was expecting. Also, the loading screens this year are so much quicker, which is nice.
Down and stay there. What are we gonna do with him? We're going to get some answers. And we're going to get them right now. You have no idea. Normally I'd have a clever one-liner response. We'd maybe go back and forth a bit. It'd be a hoot. But it looks like I've got to be both good cop and bad cop. And bad cop says, start talking.
The new era has arrived.
Why did you target me?
I know you're known for these types of attacks, but why did you target me? Jealous that I was the #1 pick and you weren't even drafted?
It's not always about you. It's about us. Them. All of them.
Who's them?
Who is them? Your goons? The family?
Lardan.
I think I've had about enough. We'll settle this when you face me in a match next week. Now get this attention-seeking mafia wannabe out of here!
I meant what I said. Talent and safety is a top priority in WWE, so I apologize that we weren't able to stop Tony D'Angelo before he assaulted you again. But you will get your hands on him in a match. Then management will deal with him accordingly, and this will be all over. Alright. Talk to CM Punk again.
So you got the bad guy, huh?
Looks like it.
I know Triple H and everyone is telling you this is over now, but I still think there's more to come.
I think so too.
I think so too. I don't think D'Angelo would do this on his own. Whether it's his family or someone else behind the scenes, there's got to be other people involved.
Exactly. And the entire roster should be on the lookout. I know I will be.
Okay. Punk's got our back, it seems like. Alright, go to match. We're gonna face Tony D'Angelo now. It's official. Next week on Raw, Joe Hendry will have a chance at revenge against Tony D'Angelo. Revenge will be had, said Lardon. I have so many theories about this Lardon account, says Mark for Life. Me too. This is getting interesting, says Tasha Tastic.
We're certainly no strangers to surprise attacks and deceptive actions, but this match feels especially
Alright,
personal.
lock up.
You're not wrong, Cole. I'm honestly impressed the #1 pick had the self-control to face Tony D'Angelo.
Alright, we got the advantage there. Threw him back.
D'Angelo ruined 2 big nights, and tonight his target is looking to ruin Tony D'Angelo.
Alright, back him into the corner here.
And is getting cornered now.
Alright. Now we're going for the trading blows early.
Just teeing off with that fight forever vibe. Nothing pretty here, just good old-fashioned fisticuffs.
Ah, I missed it.
WWE Universe appreciates
And I missed again. That time I did not. And our objective is to unleash your fury on Tony D'Angelo.
Hoisted up into the snap suplex. Oh, knee drop.
Turns that in his favor.
Oh, he's gonna try to roll us up.
He kicks out before 2.
Trying to make short order of things there.
In a well-timed counter.
Alright, objective done. Oh, we're back in a chain wrestling position.
Getting pushed into the corner.
Alright, it says to hit our finisher next. I'm not gonna go for the cheap shot.
Punch right in the head. There was no respect for D'Angelo with that move.
You might see this as an early wake-up call. Get the blood pumping.
Alright, got us off.
By Tony. That got turned around on D'Angelo. Sent into the corner.
Had it scouted and returned in kind with the boot. Running FTO
Right.
plants.
D'Angelo's putting on a little bit more offense than Adrian Buck did, which makes sense because D'Angelo's an actual NXT superstar.
Anticipation.
Counters and counters. Each superstar looking dialed in. Placed it over into a suplex.
Got him lined up, and it's only a matter of time now.
Oh, he got us that time.
Blocked the effort and cut them
We
off
blocked
with a
that
shot to the
though.
gut.
And the power bomb. Get him back up. Go for the standing O. Oh, he reversed it.
Launched with a belly-to-belly.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a match than our first one here.
Double axe handle.
Elbow drop.
Piercing.
Turn it around with a reversal.
Dishing out a suplex.
And he now slides back into the ring.
Alright, get back over here.
Looking stunned here, guys.
Gotta build up our finisher again here.
Neck breaker. He's absorbing a lot of
Yeah, the
damage
gameplay
here.
just feels so much smoother this year. And I like how the cutscenes and everything are going. Everything just feels so much better this year.
What a counter by Tony.
Oh my goodness.
Just covered. Could this
Oh, he's
be
going
it?
for a pin.
Oh my, how in the world did he kick out of that?
These men knew this match was going to be hard fought.
All right, we're rolling to the outside here.
And Tony didn't see that coming.
All right, up
Sending
top.
to the top rope. Uh-oh.
Ah, he got us.
God, what a move. Ooh.
Hoisting their opponent. Oh,
Fisherman Buster.
Stumbling to his
Oh, he's
feet.
going for his
He
finisher.
might just be rising to meet his end here. Oh, he paid for that high risk.
That wasn't his finisher. We moved.
Hooked up. Great power. Inverted suplex. Ooh. Twisting the arm and then an elbow right to the shoulder.
All right, that combo got us a lot.
waistlock applied, but
We just got away from his finisher there.
with a series of punches.
Catches the leg.
All right, spin him around and hit the standing O.
Big elbow.
Well, that didn't work out, but it should this time because he's stunned now.
The advantage. Uh-oh.
Defeat him by pinfall or submission.
That could be curtains for Tony.
There we go.
This is more than a win. The number one draft pick can now move on and focus on bigger goals.
Good riddance to Tony D'Angelo and whatever this was all about.
Now what?
Slarden again.
Dempsey?
What the hell is going on?
They're attacking Woods.
Trick Williams from behind. What is
Oh,
happening?
Williams too?
And now Tony D'Angelo's recovered and joining the NXT champion. Clearly D'Angelo wasn't acting alone in all of this.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a common theme here, guys. We got to get some help out
We're
here.
getting jumped.
This is a full-on invasion.
And the invaders are all from NXT.
We need help.
Oh, they're attacking Ray too.
Adam Pearce is trying to intervene.
Nikita Lyons with a chair.
And Pierce goes down too.
The NXT Unity Tag
Chair
Champions
shot right to our
taking out
GM's
Seth.
face.
And Charlotte gets nailed too.
This is insane.
Please, somebody, anybody, do something.
We are under siege.
It's Bailey and Kevin Owens.
Finally.
You can't just come in here and do this without repercussions.
Oh, we got attacked. It's not just NXT.
Are you serious?
What are we witnessing?
If you couldn't tell, this is a mutiny.
Oh, former
Current and
members of
former
NXT
members
too.
of NXT have united under one cause. We will no longer stand by and be treated like third-class citizens.
Members of the board, do we have your attention?
We will not stop until NXT is the one and only brand left standing in WWE.
I'm just about speechless.
We've just witnessed pure anarchy.
It was a mutiny, Saxton. Bailey said it herself. Unbelievable.
Now they're leaving through the crowd.
Well, it's over for tonight at least.
Who really knows at this point?
I might be out for a bit after what they did to me. But the second I'm back, I need revenge on the NXT Unity champions and every single person involved.
I'm with you.
Good. But don't forget, I warned both of you that this would happen, and no one listened.
I was wrong. I know. But this isn't the time to point fingers.
Yeah, it's the time to start listening to me. No one around here can be trusted.
Trying to see if they
No
fixed
one.
Punk's shirt
This
here.
could go all the way to the top.
Because I know when the game first
Who
came out,
created
they said there was an
NXT would
issue
stand to
where
benefit from all
his
this?
shirt says "Best I'm the World" instead of "Best in the World."
Yeah. Chew on that for a minute.
Couldn't quite tell.
Look, I've already spoken to Nick Aldis, and we're gonna work together to fight back against this NXT mutiny. Raw and SmackDown are a united front. But we need a leader. I drafted you #1 for a reason. I know you can step up to lead the charge.
After what they did to me, I don't need convincing. But what are we getting ourselves into? You heard what Punk just said about Triple H.
As usual, Punk's way out of line with that comment. I've been working side by side with Triple H the past few weeks to figure out what's been going on. There's no way he has anything to do with this.
I was half paying attention there. You're saying about Punk possibly being part of it? I don't know what to believe.
I don't know what to believe at this point. I do know Punk was right about being careful who we trust, though.
I know. It seems like Bayley and KO have convinced most of NXT to join them along with some other big names from our side. And we have to assume that any other NXT alumni from Raw and SmackDown might be one of them.
Then it sounds like we need to find someone from outside of WWE who could step in and join the fight against NXT.
You got someone in mind?
I do. I know just the person to turn the tide. They're from...
The Indies, a rival promotion, or MMA? I'm gonna say the Indies.
They're from the Indies.
Okay. But how does that prove they're not secretly working with NXT? How do you know we can trust them?
We used to train together, we used to date, we grew up together. Trained together.
We used to train together for years. You spend that much time with someone, putting your health and safety in their hands, you know you can trust them.
All right, sold. After you get them on board, let's talk next.
Are we talking about
and don't wait too
our
long.
our female player character, or are we talking about someone random?
Mutiny strikes again.
No more hiding in the shadows or playing third wheel. NXT Mutiny is here. You want a new era? Well, now you have it. And tonight was just the beginning. We have numbers, including top superstars from the so-called main roster. We are the main roster now, says Bayley. I stand with NXT Mutiny, says Braun Breaker. So do I, and I know Archer of Infamy and JD McDonough do too, says Finn Balor. NXT Mutiny for life, says Io Sky. NXT has been the lifeblood of the company, only to be pillaged every year in the draft, and then its stars watered down for the masses. This mutiny changes everything. We will not stop until we are the only brand left standing in the WWE, says Kevin Owens. First of all, I'm an NXT alumni who does not support this mutiny. But Triple H, you gonna say or do something about this, says Becky Lynch. Alright, you're about to leave the hub. Are you ready to continue the story? Yes. Hope you're doing okay after all that. Just wanted to let you know that you have my full support. Raw and SmackDown will come together to stop this mutiny dead in its tracks, says Nick Aldis. Alright, story complete. #1 target. We got 16 upgrade points and mutiny shirts for men and women. Hey, and then there was a trophy again. Then there were 2. Alright, so we are bringing in Maki Itoh. Alright, so the model looks a little bit different this year.
Indie show to see me? Must really be desperate for help against NXT.
Who else could I trust more than my old training partner?
Yeah, we were always trying to outdo each other back in the day. Might be nice to team up together for once.
Not to mention the fact Mutiny keeps adding top names, so I can't really trust many people in WWE right now.
So you're saying I was your only option? I see how it is.
Best and only option. So what do you think? Will you do it?
Ride or die, but ready to step up as long as I get paid. Been ready to step up.
I've been ready for an opportunity like this to step up from the indies. I'm in.
Great. We need to get started right away.
Okay, just hang on a minute. I do have one more match obligation to fulfill here tonight. Then we'll get started.
Okay. And try to win. Because if you lose, I might have second thoughts about this. And then my next best option is this guy named Troy Simpkin, and at that point I might as well just let NXT take over.
Haven't changed a bit.
I'd like to address the recent events surrounding the NXT Mutiny movement. After careful consideration, the official position of the board is one of neutrality. NXT Mutiny will be allowed to continue pursuing its goals. Ultimately, competition is what's best for business, says Triple H. What? Says Bianca. Yeah, what the heck? Says Becky. Pipe down, ladies. The real man has spoken. Interesting that the guy who started NXT is deciding to sit back and let this happen, says Drew McIntyre. I heard Joe Hendry brought you in to join our cause. Just wanted to welcome you to the team and most of all say thank you, says Adam Pearce. Joe Hendry is persistent, didn't leave me with much of a choice, but seriously, it just seems like the right thing to do. We're on the same page there. If Triple H wants competition, that's what he's going to get. See you soon, Adam. Alright, match against Josie Jane, who has been in previous games too. Not a real life person though, as far as I know. I missed. And missed again. Last year you could only miss twice, so they changed that for this year's game, I guess. Oh, she reversed our suplex into a roll-up. But we reversed it. Alright, bit of a back and forth of pins there. Alright, so we're at TBD again, which last year it is kind of fitting because we played as Maki and she was one of the main people for TBD. Alright, we almost got a signature here. I'm just trying to build back up my stamina before I go too offense crazy. Alright, going for a move from the top. Alright. Hammerlock DDT. Alright, what is my finisher this year? The wet nap, which is a dive for the top rope, or a cloverleaf submission. Let's go for the... Oh, we climb up top pretty quick. It won't let me do the dive. So we did that instead. Said it was the dive from the top, right? Dive versus a grounded opponent. Am I not close enough? There we go. Just falling on him. Oh, she kicked out. Alright. Got her to red damage. Alright, we're only at 65 on this one, so that's probably why we're having a harder time than with Joe Hendry. Alright, she rolled out of the ring. Can I do a dive this year? They add that to her moveset? Or a springboard, rather, not a regular dive. I can't do a regular dive. But I can probably... I messed up, I didn't get it in time. Alright, an arm breaker type move. And some damage to the head. Alright, she's stunned again. She's getting up though. Oh, that like erased her stun. Alright, fight out of that. The hammerlock. Oh, she reversed that. Alright, go for the cloverleaf. Alright, sat back on it. There we go. Nice. Victory for Maki. Story complete. Independent co-defendant. Okay, I was like, what is that word at first? I thought it was saying confidant at first, but co-defendant.
So, this is how #1 draft picks live, huh? Nice.
The tour bus is nice, but more importantly, it's private. We need this space to talk strategy, since who knows who might be listening backstage and feeding information to NXT.
Good point. What about the GMs, though? Can we at least trust them? Adam Pearce was messaging me the other day.
Yeah, Pierce and Aldis are vetted, and they've given us full authority to counter the NXT mutiny movement. CM Punk will be helping us too once he's healthy, but for now, it's just us, so we need to figure out our first move.
Whenever I was in a tough situation like this on the Indies, I learned the best path forward is to focus on doing what I do best. Which, in my case, is being...
She's also comedic.
comedic and fun.
Well, since you just basically dropped everything to come in here and help me, it's only fair you take the lead on this. What do you think we should do?
I've only been here for 5 minutes, but I'm already sick of Mutiny bragging about their precious intergender NXT Unity Tag Championships. Well, what if we came up with our own, not at all similar versions? That would really cause a mutiny.
It's like we share the same brain. I'll put in a call to my props and gags guy right away.
Are we going to be able to grab the NXT Unity Tag Team Championships?
Two of the key players in the recent NXT Mutiny attack were the Unity Tag Team Champions. The Raw and SmackDown side has countered not with an attack, but instead by creating brand new tag team championships of their own.
Oh.
Please welcome the brand new Unified Tag Team Champions, the #1 draft pick and their partner who's making their WWE debut.
Thanks, Kathy. You might recognize my new partner from the Indies, but now she's here to help me take down this NXT mutiny. And what better way to do that than with these fancy new championships?
That's right. The GMs thought we were the perfect pair to hold these new Unified titles.
I gotta say, this sounds and looks very similar to the NXT Unity titles.
Not at all. Our titles have red accents while theirs have silver.
Our titles are open to intergender competition from any brand, not just NXT.
And finally, our titles have never been lost in a match.
Okay, but isn't that just because they're brand new? I'm still not seeing how these titles are any different.
Zip it, Kathy. We'll show you and the entire WWE universe just how special and unique our Unified Championships are when we defend them later tonight on Raw.
Okay, can't wait.
So we'll be defending our new tag championships to start.
Well, technically, this is a
Against
championship
Cruz
match.
del
The arena
Toro
doesn't
and
have the
Zelina.
usual electricity.
Well, because it's not really a
Debut
title match, Michael.
with the
If
unified
you're gonna
titles
get people to
and
get
your
excited
team
about
with
championships,
win.
These two just made up.
Every championship
That was
once was something that
an
someone
interesting
just made up.
sentence to try to
And if
say.
you're still looking for something to get excited about, we have the debut of a new WWE superstar.
Bang! He finds a counter. He puts him into the corner. Oh, and he answers back on Cruz. Look at this. Snap suplex.
All right.
Have you ever seen a human being tossed like
We're getting
that?
in some good offense here.
Definitely not thinking about finesse with that one. Was only thinking about dominance.
Ooh,
Hey.
punch.
I couldn't hit her back because I don't know if we'll get disqualified.
Discus clothesline. So much momentum.
All right, a little bit of a different suplex style there.
Catches the kick. Able to counter with a takedown. Boom.
Saw what was coming and got out of dodge quick.
Lots of counters from each athlete. Impenetrable defense.
All right, we're doing quite a number to Cruz del Toro, but
Getting tagged in.
we'll let Maki come in. Oh, it's not a, if you tag, you have to switch. You can do male versus female and female versus male in this one, apparently. I know they added intergender matches this year, but I wasn't sure if that changed for this type of match.
She's making the climb to the top rope. Oh. Bam! She flipped that attack around. Take off. Diving front drop kick. The challenger is getting torn into.
All right, we're gonna keep him away from Zelina.
Tag out for a second.
Oh, saw it coming and swept the leg.
Propped up in the corner.
Wards that off. What a response. Uh-oh. Drops the hammer.
All right, let's try to get Hendry back in now.
Shot right to the midsection.
Teamwork could be exactly what makes the dream work in this title match.
Big power bomb.
Right into the pin.
Zelina broke it up. That's fine.
Slowly moving. I'm sure he can feel the target on his back here.
Round the waist.
Oh, we got standing ovation.
And there it is. The title's not going anywhere tonight.
Got him.
Hey, we won.
Titles, stay put.
Here are your winners, and still the Unified Tag Team Champions, Joe Henry and Maki Itoh.
The long history this new duo shares was evident here tonight as the Unified Champs look like a well-oiled machine.
Defended our
that successfully
titles
defended
in our
their
first
titles.
match
Sure, Michael,
as a tag
but
team.
they will likely have an even tougher time defending these ridiculous titles in the court of public opinion.
I see what you're doing here with these unified championships. Funny.
Thanks. I don't think you've been introduced to the newest team member in our fight against Mutiny. We came up training together.
I know all about you. Welcome to WWE. But I do have to remind both of you, I've decided to remain neutral on this whole issue with NXT. I'm too close to it. So this isn't our fight. And besides, when it comes to competition, it's not just a catchphrase. It really is what's best for business.
We understand.
We understand your stance, but we don't have to agree with it. We're going to do everything we can to stop Mutiny.
And if that happens, great. But if Mutiny comes out on top, then we'll pivot in that direction. It's what we do in WWE. We're constantly reacting and evolving. It's how we succeed. So like I said, good
Kind of
luck.
like how
But I
WWE has
can't
to
support one side or
react
the
to
other
Liv
until
Morgan's
this is all
injury
over.
and figure out what they're going to do with that storyline now. Real cute with the blatant rip-off Unified titles, Joe Hendry and Maki Itoh, says Kevin Owens. Whether they'll admit it or not, everyone wants to be part of NXT Mutiny, says Bailey. What a joke these two are, says JC Jane. The Unified titles are not rip-offs. Please refer back to the interview we did with Catherine Kelly. Thank you, says Maki. Everyone wants to be part of the Unify movement, says Joe Hendry. Alright. Talk to Joe Hendry.
Your plan seems to be working. Mutiny is definitely annoyed.
Yep, told you it would get their attention. Now we just need to take things further to give Mutiny and their Unity champions something else to complain about.
What'd you have in mind?
Cosplay. It always comes down to cosplay.
We're going to dress up as Lexus King and JC Jane.
Yes! Finally! I'll send you my measurements ASAP!
Joe Hendry's really excited about cosplaying. Alright, go to Matt. Oh, actually, I have a ton of attribute points for Maki. These also most likely from the pre-order bonus or the deluxe edition, whichever it was. I could put a little bit more into submission here. A little less worried about... Well, actually, Ariel's also good. Let's do that. Alright, so Maki's going to be an 86 overall now, too. Alright, go to match. Hey there, welcome to the fight against NXT Mutiny. We certainly need you after all these big defections. Thanks, how's your recovery going? Okay, I'll be back soon to join the two of you, but in the meantime, I'll be home yelling at my TV, cheering you on. Then make sure you're watching SmackDown this week. You're gonna really like our next move.
All this fun cosplay can't distract the so-called unified champs.
Alright, we're against Eric and Valhalla. Oh, yeah. Hendry's wearing Lexus King's pants, and Maki's wearing JC Jane's outfit.
There's a lot of hard ways to land, but that might be the hardest.
Which honestly, the outfits don't look bad on either of them.
Yokes up their opponent.
Sidewalk slam delivered.
Counter. He knew just what to do.
Except for the gloves look a little weird on Maki, but...
Answer for each other's offense.
Eric fires back. Rolling elbow. Woo-wee. It retaliates with a counter.
All these counters, it's like they're in each other's minds.
Neck breaker.
Alright. Keep hammering on the offense. Oh, Ivar's at ringside too. I didn't even see him over there.
Getting him right into the corner.
Hey, don't push Maki.
Kick right to the midsection.
Oh, we just had Valhalla thrown into us.
Oh my goodness. Ah, what a smash. That is just insulting. Oh, a claw to the face? Come on.
Our champion is getting rocked a little.
Yeah, the intergender stuff does feel a little weird because you're so used to in the old games getting disqualified if you accidentally hit someone of the opposite gender in these matches.
And it really paid off. Picked up and being carried around now.
Had the foresight to get out of that one.
Forks the move by throwing an elbow into the midsection. And she reversed it.
All right, we're kind of trading back and forth reversals.
Elbow throw, saying not today. Ooh. The champ is going for the cover.
Is this for the tag titles?
Check out for the challenger.
She's really letting her opponent know how much fight she has. Leading her into the corner now. Oh, man.
Right to the midsection.
All right,
Talk about being
gonna
on
go
the same
for the
page.
cutter,
They were on the same sentence
and she
with that
reversed
fine
it.
piece of work. What a counter power slam.
Now she has her signature. Oh, and she hit it with that big kick to the face.
For the championship. Breaks the pin.
All right, Maki
Keeps
broke
this
it
one
up. So yeah, that circle by my health bar is what I was talking about earlier.
going. Ooh, he fends that off.
But when you spam X,
Saw it coming.
the arrows show up and you can get up quicker.
Caught an elbow to the gut for that effort. Big back body drop.
There we go.
He's in here.
Tag Maki back in.
Sliding clothesline.
I like that clothesline there. That was pretty cool.
Uh-oh. Half and half suplex. Lights out. Drops the hammer.
Right on the lower back.
All right, keep up with the
Lots
offense.
of damage done to the challenger now.
Yeah, this tag team match has seen its fair share of tide changes, and it's not over yet.
From behind.
German suplex.
And then we like flew. Or slid a little bit there.
And now placed in the corner.
She catches Valhalla with a counter.
Go for the hammerlock.
Midsection into the hammerlock. I think we know what comes next. DDT.
Keeps his team alive.
Eric broke it up.
And she quickly turned that around.
I just heard someone in the audience say, "This is silly, just pin them." We tried. They kicked out, or it got broken up.
See it coming.
Unless they're talking about pinning us.
With the counter.
All right, we're not letting her tag back in Eric.
Valhalla able to reverse. Reversal on Valhalla.
Ivar's distracting us. We can't capitalize. Turn around, Maki.
German suplex. Pin. Title on the line.
Champ's in trouble.
Foot on the bottom rope.
Hey, we got our foot on the rope.
Big hip toss into the cartwheel. And knee strike. What a counter.
Go for the roll up.
Shoulders down.
Oh, we got her with the roll up.
Team champions retained.
Here are your winners, and still the Unified Tag Team Champions, Joe Henry and Maki Itoh.
These two dressed up and beat down their opponents, while perhaps sending a strong message to the Unity champs and
We
Mutiny.
retain in our
Fans, I think
second
this match was more
defense.
about pushing Mutiny's buttons than it was about defending titles, but it's quite possible that they managed to successfully do both.
Joe Hendry and Maki Itoh must immediately stop defending their unified tag team championships, or our lawyers will issue a formal cease and desist order, says Mutiny. Wow, you guys are supposed to be punk rock revolutionaries, but you're calling in lawyers to fight your battles? You better cease and desist with that talk, Joe Hendry, or else, Maki Itoh says. We will only stop defending the unified titles if you give us a match for the Unity titles. It'll be a Unity Unify Unification match. Bailey, Kevin, permission to accept and put an end to this stupidity, says Lexus King. Permission granted, as long as the match takes place on our turf at NXT Mutiny, says Bailey. We'll be there, and we'll leave our lawyers at home, says Joe Hendry. Alright, we can talk to Nick Aldis.
Hey, sorry I haven't checked in sooner. I've been tied up with all this Mutiny stuff. How's it going here so far?
I'd say pretty good, since we just got ourselves a match for the Unity Tag Team Championships.
I saw that. I'll admit I had no idea what you were thinking at first, but it does appear to be working. Still, I'm nervous about you competing at NXT. If I had to guess, there will be some outside interference.
So, what do you propose we do to counter that? Hire a team of security guards to surround the ring? Nah, they could secretly be working with Mutiny. Oh, what if they were apes? Apes are strong and tough and loyal.
What?
Security apes? Is that a thing? Ugh, nah, we wouldn't have time to train them before the match.
I was going to suggest I'd be there to watch your backs.
Oh, that might be helpful. Unless Nick Aldis is somehow aligned with them too. But he was never in NXT.
You're no security ape, but at least you're trained.
But that would be quite
That'll
the
work.
swerve. Go to match.
Grab your popcorn and try not to blink. The unified...
AI partner tag team commands. Illegal AI tag team partners can receive special commands from their legal partner. L1 plus up on the D-pad removes a turnbuckle pad. L1 plus left on the D-pad sets up a table. L1 plus down retrieves a weapon. And L1 plus right attacks the opposing team's illegal partner.
and Unity championships.
Alright.
Both up for grabs
So we got
in one
objectives
match.
here, so looks like there might be shenanigans. Early roll up.
And fends off the pinfall. Trying to catch him off guard with that attempt. Manages to slip out of the way. Yikes, that'll either wake you up or knock you out.
Big back body draw. You see the height on that?
Alright, that was a crowd taunt, not an opponent taunt.
Dueling reversals. Hooked up. Great power. Inverted suplex.
Alright, we got the taunt.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna take the fight to Lexus and JC.
A complete stalemate of reversals here. Neither one giving an inch. Turns it around.
Oh, he slips out of harm's way.
Caught the leg. Uh-oh.
Oh, he reversed the reversal.
Saw it coming and took him down.
He might be getting up, but it doesn't look like it will be for long.
Check out the springboard.
Big springboard clothesline. We rolled out of the ring, but he's also out here.
A striking blow. Oh, he fights Lexus back. Stops that offense from connecting.
Alright. Into the... I was trying to throw him into the ring post.
Down with the cutter.
Yeah, big cutter there.
And over. I honestly can't believe we just saw a human being tossed like that. Trading counters and reversals back and forth. And gets sent right into the corner.
Knife edge chop echoing through the arena.
All right, we're gonna go for a big move here. Probably a superplex.
Doing whatever it takes to win, and we're about to see it.
Superplex. And you have to think the effects of that maneuver are going to linger.
All right, one more hit should finish this objective.
Punch lands. That'll turn your lights
There we go.
out.
As Joe Hendry grabbed JC Jane.
Whipped over in a snap.
All right, tag your partner in.
An important tag here.
This could change the match.
Oh, we grabbed him. Grab Lexus instead.
Continuing to dissect the leg of his opponent. And an elbow. The champ is starting to suffer.
Oh, she hit us.
You can't do this all on your own. That's what your teammate is for.
Rapid fire stops to the back.
And repeated it from the middle rope. She went airborne and missed.
Go for the grab.
Looking up here. Oh, poke to the eyes.
That seems to have really gotten him.
All right, Maki tags in.
Nonetheless, the match continues.
JC eats a clothesline.
But Lexus came with the belt shot.
And the referee never saw
Dang.
The champions are going to retain.
Wait, foot on the ropes.
It's SmackDown GM Nick
Aldis
Aldis.
helped us.
They were ready for this.
Credit to the unified champions for being prepared.
Also, yeah, was Maki? Oh no, Maki was the legal person.
JC Jane.
Looks like his eyes okay.
Or at least okay enough.
Gonna do a double team thing.
Double team move.
And down onto JC Jane with the cover.
That'll do it. We officially
Hey, we're now the Unity Tag Team Champions.
We just witnessed amazing teamwork from
We
these
upgrade
two.
from the red to the gold, silver.
Not only a title win, but a major victory in the war against Mutiny.
And don't forget the assist from Nick Aldis.
Mutiny shocked the world.
Yeah, I thought
of
Aldis was
division
gonna
a couple
swerve
weeks
us,
ago,
but
now, taking
he
the
saved us
Unity
there.
Tag titles that they held in such high regard is a shot across
Also, Lexus
NXT's
King
bow.
absolutely clocked Maki with that title shot. Hey, another trophy. United we stand.
Welcome back, Punk.
Looks like I missed out on all the fun. That was impressive how you goaded them into defending their Unity titles, and then walked away with them too. Well done.
Thanks. Nick Aldis came through when it mattered. It was a team effort.
I have to admit, I'm a little jealous. You got your hands on the Unity champions after what they did to me. But I'll get my shot sooner than later.
I know you will. Which leads us to our next move. We've spoken to the GMs, and we think the best strategy is to divide and conquer between Raw and SmackDown.
At least Aldis and Pierce have our backs, unlike old Triple H. Convenient how he continues to sit on the sidelines, isn't it?
Makes you wonder.
Yeah, it is convenient. I can't believe he's still staying neutral. Makes you wonder if there's something else going on there.
In any event, if we split up, we'll have coverage on both brands to fight off any mutiny attacks. I'll be headed to SmackDown.
And I'll be focusing on Raw. What about you, Punk?
I think it makes sense for me to float between both brands to help keep an eye on things. There's a lot of top names jumping ship, and I'd like to use my influence to put an end to that.
Sounds like a solid plan. Which brand should we focus on first?
Let's go to Raw as Joe Hendry. Alright, story complete. Unify and unite for Unity. We got the NXT Arena Mutiny, the NXT Unity Tag Championships, the Unified Tag Team Championships, and the double team move Whirlwind Splash. Which I think is that move we did at the end there, where we just kind of lifted Maki and threw her onto JC. Alright, we could talk to Troy for a live event, or Adam Pierce for a comedic story. We also have 57 upgrade points now. Oh, and this is the Switch Player Hub. The Switch Player Hub menu options allow you to switch to your other player character. You could then play storylines as your other character if story content is available. You may need to do this from time to time to advance the main path of the overall MyRise story. If there are no storylines available to play as your other character, you can still switch to play them in live event matches. Turn attribute points and unique rewards. We're going to upgrade resilience once. And we have 35 more available. Grappling, I guess? There we go. So we can either do... Oh, story. This is also different. NX Taken. The newly reunited duo of Hendry and Maki Itoh take the fight to Mutiny by boldly invading them right back. When things don't go as planned, drastic measures are taken. Unlocked by choosing the bold and brash personality type for the second created character. Well, we didn't choose that. Story progress screen. The story progress screen will give you an overview of the story, including which paths you've taken and the alternate ones you could take on other playthroughs. Your men's division superstar's path is shown with red icons, while your women's division superstar has blue icons. Their user-chosen relationship is displayed as those symbols that appears between them. There are 3 types of personality stories to play in MyRise based on your player's chosen personality type. Bold stories, comedic stories, and scheming stories. Along your journey, there are sections of main path storylines that all users will experience, and eventually special ally storylines where you'll get to step into the boots of a WWE superstar. Highlight any storyline to see the storyline title, summary, and description of how to reach or unlock that particular storyline. On subsequent playthroughs, the story progress screen will reset, so be sure to make note of the different choices and paths you've taken in order to maximize your MyRise experience. Alright. Alright, so these are... Okay, so these are all the chapters. So New Era was when we started. WWE enters a new era led by a superstar with an in-your-face, bold and brash personality. Oh, no. That's not the one I chose. Okay, you go down. There we go. I chose the comedic and fun. Then for Mutiny, Maki, comedic and fun. We've been doing comedic and fun for everything, really. Oh, and you can see the other yeah, you can see the other options. Alright, so for the first chapter, it didn't matter what you picked. You got the same rewards no matter what. For the second chapter, you could get a... If you did the bold and brash, you could get a kidnapped manager motion. If you did the unite, you got... Or the scheming path, you got the whirlwind splash. But we did get both. Oh, and then comedic, you get both. Oh, okay. You get the unified tag titles and the whirlwind splash. Okay. So honestly, I feel like we picked the best option there. Okay. Alright, I kind of want to see what this live event stuff is about. If it's similar to my faction or... Alright, live event matches. At various points in your MyRise journey, WWE producer Troy Simpkin will give you the opportunity to compete in singles and tag live event matches. Completing a live event match will earn you attribute points and star rewards. The more stars you earn, you'll unlock WWE Superstars, MyRise original characters, create a superstar parts, and My Faction cards. Live event matches have tag team variations. When entering a tag team live event match, you'll see the Allies selection screen to choose a partner, which will appear before you lock into the match. Okay. And then I have the option here of doing singles or tag. We'll start with singles, keep it simple.
Chance to shine. How about this live event match?
Just a normal match for 8 upgrade points, and it says max rebooks is 1. So I'm assuming if you rebook... Well, it says 0 remaining. I don't know if that means you could get a different match type, but we'll just go with the normal one to start. This might be like a tutorial, and that might be why you can't rebook it. Alright, we're going against Ivar. Or Eric. I always call Ivar when he's Eric. Alright, if they get the advantage, you can kind of smack them a little bit. Break up their momentum there. That was cool. I didn't know you could go for a pin from the lockup. Alright, we got advantage. We're gonna go for wrench. There we go. We wrenched his arm. And from here, attack. He's got advantage. I'm gonna strike. Attack. And the arm drag. Nice. Just trying to get him in the corner there. Alright. Into the opposite corner. Another European uppercut. Big body slam. Just go for the early pin. Not even a 1 count. See, the referees have, or the officials have different attires this year. Alright, as the trading blows goes on, it gets a little faster this year, it seems. Oh, we missed that strike. We're back into a chain. We got the cheap shot in. Into a Russian leg sweep. Pin. Oh, we both missed our moves there. Alright, off the shoulders. Alright, RKO. Alright, still got up. Alright, I don't want to go for my finisher till he's a little more damaged. Once he's at red body damage, I'm going to try for it. Oh, he's going to charge us in the corner. Alright, I forgot you can also do these lifting positions. Throw him down for a power bomb. Alright, now we can set up for the standing ovation. Seems like we got him. There we go. Alright, we won our first live event match.
Here is your winner.
We got a trophy for it. Alright, it was just an average viewer match rating. I hope that doesn't play into any of the rewards or anything. But we'll see. Story complete, live event match. We got 8 upgrade points for it. If I go to live records... Alright. As you show the WWE Universe what you're made of in live event matches, they will remember each and every memorable moment you and your opponents make in the ring. These will be stored as match rating stars. Look at the upper left corner of the screen to see how many stars you've earned so far. Alright, so it's funny I said I hope that doesn't count, and that's exactly what counts for this. That's, I guess, the most important thing for this. As you hit certain milestones, you will unlock new rewards from the live event matches rewards track. Various superstars from MyRise past and present may be impressed enough with your performance to join you in tag team matches and in the rest of the game. Can you make it to the end and prove you are a diamond cut above the rest? Alright, so the first one we can unlock is Super Cena. And it looks like you get him as a MyRise card and as just a playable character throughout. That's for 20 stars. Then you get Chase, who kind of looks like Jungle Boy Jack Perry. La Cangrejita Loca, Cole Quinn, Fanny, Ava Moreno. So the first ones you get are just people from previous years, pretty much. Psycho Sally, El Ordinario, El Mago Jr., The Manifestation plus the Soul Siphon payback, Hector Flores, Odyssey Rift, Geneva Rose, Baron Blade, Zero. Alright, and then after, so once you get it up to about 200 stars, you start getting the alternate real people stuff. R-Truth for Judgment Day, Demon Finn Balor, DDP 98, and that seems to be all that's available right now. But, alright. I kind of just wanted to test this out tonight. I started a little later than I was planning to, but I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. I'll definitely be playing this more, maybe even tomorrow night. I'm going to try to do Dragon Ball in the morning and then this again tomorrow night, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, it was a shorter stream, but at least we got to try this out, and I really do enjoy it. I think it's better than the other year's games, but yeah, thanks to everyone that stopped by and hung out tonight. Like I said, I'll try to be live again at least once tomorrow, if not twice. And yeah, I hope you all have a great night. Take care, and I will see you guys later.